thought the people calling her out were being way too harsh on her. The main criticism back then was over her allegedly faking her accent and using other creators to social climb, and I always thought, like, who cares? There's men out here on social media who do 10 times worse and they still have their platforms. If she's faking her accent to shock the algorithm and stand out a bit, that's really not something to write home about. And then Lashgate happened, and it's been pretty much downhill from that point on. We've had everything from her not disclosing sponsorships, accepting luxury gifts from brands, lying about her results from sponsored products, accepting so many sponsorships and claiming each product was the reason that her skin or hair had improved, all these Ozempic allegations, the list goes on and on and on. But I like to think there's always room for improvement. People can change, and Mikayla's had a few years of creators and her own fans calling her out, so let's see if anything has improved. I really don't think anything has changed, but hey, maybe I'm just being negative. We're just gonna have to wait and see. Now, ever since Mikayla came out with her own line of skincare products with her brand POV Beauty, I was going into this video guessing that she had probably stopped taking so many skincare sponsorships from other brands. You guys may remember that video I did last year showing how Mikayla had a new skincare sponsorship every week, sometimes multiple times a week, and how she was claiming that each one was the reason that her skin was looking so clear and looking so good. Now with her having her own brand, you would think that she'd rather promote her own line over taking sponsorships. But nope. Mikayla is still taking those sponsorships, and just like I suspected, she's still not disclosing them. Just yesterday, Mikayla did what appears to be a sponsored video for a skincare brand called Mixsoon.
So you're looking for an easy, no BS morning skincare routine that leaves your skin looking like this every day? Yeah, you're gonna use Mixsoon. You're gonna start the routine with the Sundi Centella Asiatica Essence. I'm just gonna pat this into my skin for the hydration. And that third and final step, the Bean Sunscreen SPF 50. You can get this entire routine right now on Amazon. Just 3 products, and the skin will thank you. Yeah, you could say I've achieved the skin of my dreams.
And not only was there no verbal disclosure, there wasn't even a disclosure in her description. She wrote, "Run to @Amazon for this morning skincare routine. I've been using Mixsoon for months in the mornings and evenings, and I am obsessed. Glass skin in a bottle. @Mixsoon. #Amazon. #Mixsoon. #Mixsoon partner. #morning skin. #skincare routine. #Korean skincare. #bean essence." And now we know it is sponsored because she's clearly hidden her disclosure within a bunch of other hashtags, which we know is a huge no when it comes to the FTC. And not to be nitpicky here, but I also want to know when Mikayla is getting all this time to wear all these different skincare products that she promotes on top of wearing and swearing by her own skincare line. It kind of makes me wonder if that's why she was so adamant on calling her line Skin Prep, so she could still take the skincare sponsorships that she wanted to take, make her money, and claim that it's different when Skin Prep really is just skincare. It's crazy because even Mikayla's own fans are more loyal to her skincare brand than she is. One person commented, "It can't be better than your line." And Mikayla responded, "Different purposes." Another person said, "I love that you don't just promote your own product." And Mikayla said, "I love many products, especially mine." Which, I mean, that's fine, and I think that's normal to love many different products, but does she really love that many products? Or does she just love the check that comes along with it, while trying to hide the fact that she's getting paid from her audience? This is actually Mikayla's second undisclosed sponsorship with Mixsoon. She did one a few weeks earlier, and there were even more comments from her fans being confused. One person said, "What about your skin line?" And Mikayla said, "What about it?" Another person said, "Should we get this or your skincare?" And Mikayla said, at point of view is skin prep for makeup depends on your needs. So just like I thought, she really is leaning into POV being skin prep when it's literally skincare. The only thing I'll give her and could see it as truly being skin prep is that primer that she has, but the rest is skincare. It doesn't stop there either. Oh no. Mikayla took another skincare sponsorship from a brand called Belief for their under eye gel pen.
You see my under eyes right now? It looks like I literally just got the best sleep of my life. Like 12 hours, REM. I've tried every eye cream, eye serum, eye gel, under eye patches. When I tell you most of them irritate my under eyes so bad, this did exactly what it said it was supposed to do. This is the best one I've tried.
Once again, no disclosure, just the hidden hashtag, and the brand knows that this is happening too. They always have to approve these videos before they even go live, and they're also in Mikayla's comment section commenting back to people. At this point, I feel like we all expect this out of Mikayla, and it's like, yeah, whatever, we know that she's gonna do this. But the fact that a huge brand that's in Sephora is okay with deception is crazy to me. I personally love Belief. The only moisturizer I use now is their Aqua Bomb one, and seeing them be okay with Mikayla deceiving her audience is disappointing. We even have Mikayla's fans being like, can you show me where I'd use them in my POV routine? Because they're probably under the impression that Mikayla is actually using all this shit on her skin every single day. And they're like, wait, where are we using this? This is a lot. It's overwhelming, and unfortunately, as you can see by these replies, people eat it right up. Mikayla also recently got called out for another sponsorship she did, but this time it wasn't over her lack of proper disclosure. She was being called out for stealing her dupe from another creator. She was paid to promote this Marc Anthony blowout spray and implied it was a dupe for another high-end blowout spray.
Hey, Mac Anthony knew exactly what they were doing with this product. I mean, come on. I didn't think this could ever be duped, but they did it. This is the Mac Anthony Grow Long Ultimate Blowout Spray. And you know exactly what this is a dupe for. Do I even have to say it? Not to mention, it works the same, if not better. And I picked it up at Walmart for just around 10 bucks. I am spraying this generously throughout my hair. This is anti-frizz, humidity resistant. It's gonna give you smooth, shiny, silky hair. Not to mention, this protects against heat up to 450 degrees, so let's blow dry. Literally looks and feels like I just got a salon blowout, but I did it at home for 10 bucks. Now that is a win.
Now, why didn't she want to come out and say that it was a dupe for the Color Wow Dream Coat spray? Well, probably because she's really good friends with Chris Appleton. You know, the guy that did her hair for her wedding. I'm pretty sure he did it for free since they're such good friends. And he's a huge partner of Color Wow and that spray, and she didn't want to come off as shady. It kind of reminds me of the whole fake tan drama she got into, but that's not even the point. All the top comments under this video were calling Mikayla out for not giving credit to a creator named Nina Poole for discovering and promoting this dupe. We had comments like, "Did you learn that from Nina Poole? Because I did. Thanks, Nina." And Mikayla responded and said, "No." Another person said, "Please tag Nina. You know she was there first." And Mikayla responded and said, "Love Nina, but she did not create this product, and it's known that it's a dupe, so no, LOL." And look, I think some people can take the crediting thing way too far sometimes, but Nina did go pretty viral for finding this dupe.
This again is the Wow Dream Coat. Dun, 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 dun. Now I know what you're saying, girl, the packaging. I know it's a duperoonie packaging, but we don't care about packaging. This could be in a mayonnaise jar and I would still tell you that it's a duperoonie. This is the Marc Anthony Grow Long Anti-Frizz Shield Ultimate blowout, superior humidity resistance. Let me know if you try it. I got mine at Wally World. I love you so much.
Who knows if she was the first one that actually discovered that it was a dupe, but she is a smaller creator compared to Mikayla, so it would have been nice if Mikayla could have at least tagged her in her description. Then again, Mikayla can't even put disclosure to save herself legally in her description box, so her actually tagging a creator for credit was never going to happen if we're being honest with ourselves. Moving right along, Mikayla recently spoke on a panel for the Business of Fashion, and I thought the questions she was being asked were very interesting. The host of the event ended up bringing up the fact that Mikayla has been in a lot of controversy and actually named Mascaragate, and brought up the fact that the other creator on the panel was being investigated for FTC violations.
Both of you also have dealt with some controversy in your influencer careers and also your brand journeys. You know, I think, Mikayla, we know about Mascaragate, or most of you know about Mascaragate. And Susan, you just revealed that you were going through an FTC investigation at the beginning of starting your career.
I'm sorry, but that's a guilty face if I've ever seen one. You can tell she was so caught off guard and had no idea that word was going to be brought up. I honestly don't know about the other creator and what FTC violation she's being investigated for, but you'd think knowing the FTC does eventually come after you, and the creator beside her is proof of that Mikayla would start taking her disclosures a bit more seriously, but as we've seen, clearly not. During this panel, Mikayla ended up going on a rant about how influencer brands are so under a microscope and are held to a much higher standard than even high-end brands.
Well, I think something a lot of people don't realize about influencer brands specifically is that we are the brands held to the absolute highest of standard. We are held to higher standards than the most prestige brands like La Mer, Augustinius Bader, Sicily. We're held to higher standards than that. We're held to higher standards than traditional founder brands where it's just founded by, say, a makeup artist or a hairstylist. We're held to standards because when you build a parasocial relationship with your community, they see you as a friend. And the most important thing in friendship is trust and honesty. So when you launch a brand to your community who you've built this relationship with, they are putting their full trust in you for this launch. Specifically when it comes to your ingredients, your marketing, your community building, everything you do is under a very, very fine microscope, which is a blessing and a curse because as a new brand, for instance, it gives you a minimal amount of grace to make mistakes. And it's a positive thing because it allows you to make the necessary changes, adjustments, and fixes to your brand at a quick pace because you get called out immediately for it.
And while I can see where she's coming from, I also kind of disagree with that whole statement. Sure, maybe an influencer would have more people nitpicking and trying to find an issue, but maybe that's because influencer brands tend to be quick cash grabs, corners are cut, the influencers aren't built to be CEOs, and that's why there's usually so many issues. It's like with Jaclyn Hill and Lipstickgate. Jaclyn handled that horribly from the very beginning. If a brand like, let's say, Fenty was having the same issue, Rihanna wouldn't be on Twitter clapping back at her paying customers, telling them that they have dry lips. Influencer brands are just a different breed and historically seem to have many, many issues. POV actually got called out recently because they had allegedly asked a creator who posted a poor review or had an issue to take down their video while they looked into the issue. But I will say I haven't really seen too many negative reviews for POV so far. There have been a few packaging issues here and there and issues with how long things take to ship, but most of the reviews I've seen have actually been pretty positive, which is rare for an influencer brand. Now, I will try to end this video off on a bit of a positive note because there was one video Mikayla posted recently that I found to be very brutally honest and a nice change from her usual content. It's no secret that Mikayla heavily edits her pictures. She looks like a completely different person in her videos compared to the pictures that she posts on her Instagram. And while a lot of people call her out for it, and while I can see how it's a form of deception, especially when her face is her brand, I do find it hard to call her out on it because she is a victim of the beauty standards. Even though by editing herself, she's also victimizing the young girls that watch her and look up to her, at the end of the day, she's editing herself because she's also a victim of those same standards. Mikayla posted a video opening up about how she feels about her self-image and how staring at her face every single day has made her very self-conscious.
I was just watching some of my earlier videos, and the one thing I noticed about videos of me from like 2020, 2021 is I didn't really give as much of about how I looked and the beauty standards. And basically what happened is 5 years of staring at myself in a camera and 5 years of hearing constant opinions about my appearance has totally like wrecked my opinion of myself, and I find that I'm constantly trying to look perfect. This video is me telling you that I'm sick of that. Because I don't fit the beauty standard. I'm not a bombshell on Love Island, bitch. But the constant trying to be perfect thing, it's exhausting, okay? And I just want to be... I want to look at my old videos and relate to that again. Not what I've currently got going on.
And I think this video was very self-aware. Mikayla blew up because people saw her as someone that they could relate to. She was a normal girl with a normal life. Her fans saw themselves in her. As the years have gone on, I feel like Mikayla has strayed away from that. She now has the fillers, she's got work done, she's editing herself to look like your typical LA influencer, and that's why she's been getting called out so much. So much of the negative feedback on her appearance is simply that she doesn't look like her edited pictures. If Mikayla just posted what she truly looks like, there would honestly be nothing to talk about. If Mikayla was fully herself and then someone got on Reddit and started to talk about how she looks when she has no filters or editing or injections or whatever, then they would be the ones in the wrong. They would be the assholes. All of Mikayla's comments under this video are all saying that they love her for her and how she was at the beginning. So hopefully this is a little bit of a wake-up call for her and she takes the feedback seriously, because the Facetune on her Instagram isn't healthy. Not